Friends, in this exercise, we're going to create a derived metric, which is basically a metric that's calculated on the fly. It is not a pre-designed object that lies in the repository. Okay, so let's start. We need to open the reports editor first and create a simple report that contains a metric or a couple of metrics and some attributes. Let's do that first. Or you could also open an existing report and then add a derived metric to it. For this purpose, for this exercise purpose, we're going to start with the blank slate. So I have the reports editor here. I'm going to add the metrics and a couple of attributes, and then do the derived metric calculation. So I search for sales, and then I'm going to also search for returns, and I'm going to calculate the net sales, and the formula for net sales that I'm using is net sales is equal to total sales minus total returns. And I'm just typing it here so that excuse me, it's pretty much legible and clear. So let's go back to the Microstrategy developer tool, okay, and then add those two metrics, sales and returns. I'm just going to add them here, total sales. And then search for returns and add that too. All right. So now let me add an attribute. I'm going to choose year and then add the derived metric or the on-the-fly calculation. Now, not everyone can really create derived metrics. You need to have privileges set up for that. The particular user should be an analyst or above. And the security model of MicroStrategy keeps changing frequently. So the administrator is the right person to give you the access, no matter how it is defined. So okay, so I ran the report and I got the total sales and total returns. Now I'm going to go to the menu section, insert a new metric, and it gives me the metric editor window where I'm going to give it a name. I'm going to call it NetSalesOnTheFly, and then add the formula. You could double click on an object to add it to the editor section, or you could also type it if you know exactly what you're doing, right? So I just double clicked on total sales, and I'm going to add the total sum of returns also, and then combine them using a minus operator. And then you can click on validate to see if the metric formula is valid or not. My formula is pretty straightforward and simple, so it's good. I ran the report showing me the data. The problem is that the net sales or the derived metric got added as the first column, and I repositioned it by moving it right. You could right click and move it to right, or you could drag and drop it to on the right side. And I'm also going to add a new attribute product category, which will force me to accept to re-execute the report. And if you see here, all the numbers are recalculated at the different levels of each row. So this is your derived metric. Once you define a derived metric, and if you change the structure of the report by adding new objects, MicroStrategy automatically does the calculation. Basically, it does the rest, and you have your data ready. So now you have to just save it and close it, and that's it. Your net sales on